The Rhino play did actually pay off. I was not too sure, but it was $100 investment. For such a huge play, that was definitely bang for the buck. He now goes for Scorpions, I go for Typhoons. Typhoons should be a very good unit to tank, to protect my chaff from being missiled, and especially in the flank with shield, they can get some work done. Wraith level, so that's another level 3 Wraith. Don't have a nano for it, but still. I could technically unlock nano, but that would be very expensive. Useless on this Wraith. I don't want to sell it and put the module anywhere else. And these marksmen, and probably the Phoenix as well, yeah, they can just turn these Wraiths off whenever he decides to hit that button. So now that there is more than enough health to leech off, it's time to go for the second upgrade on the Steel Balls. Energy absorption for more health and health regeneration. Means that these Steel Balls, once they latch onto a fort, they are probably not going to die ever. Shields protect my chaff. And actually the Phoenixes are too far forward, and one of them gets targeted by one of the Typhoons. Steel Balls have latched onto all of the fortresses. These Typhoons have dealt with the level 3 pack back here. However, the Wraith gets taken out by a level 4 marksman, of course. I am breaking through on this side, and a level 4 Wraith is coming in next round in all but certainty. Meanwhile, these Typhoons, what did I tell you? They have just eaten everything from behind. And they continue to eat everything from behind because this Scorpion is dumb. Well, technically these have higher range. Did I go for range up? Yeah, I did. I did go for extra range, so no. Well, technically yes. That Scorpion still should have turned around. We have underground threat or improved firepower. Even additional deployment would be worth it here. The game is looking like it's closing out, so it would be a good play to go for these, overtaking, what was it called, efficient small unit manufacturing, I think. I do put the extra damage on this level 3 Wraith, because the Steel Balls don't need it, and I don't have any other carry unit besides, well, I guess the Typhoons. Maybe they can use it as well. My opponent decides to throw double shot on Scorpions and defend this with an additional scope. Absolutely reasonable choice. And here's the EMP on the marksman. He also throws some chaff here, which I don't think is going to do all that much, because this Wraith is just going to kill it. I think it would have been better to put it further inward. Also, I just noticed that I've been playing this entire match without any mobile beacon. I guess the units were kind of finding their own way. Like, they were reliably just going through all of these units because they are conveniently in front of the tower. We were headbutting after all. So maybe in headbutts it doesn't really matter to get a mobile beacon because you're fighting units anyway. Unless you find your units are getting distracted by something. Anyhow, my opponent is starting to really break through here with an additional Scorpion reinforcement that will shred all of these units in one go. The crawlers have already been decimated. Steel Balls with range and leech are definitely hitting hard as well. This Wraith has been shut off. It still does a ton of damage, but it can't get into range, so it's not going to do any actual damage. Steel Balls with heal, healing through the Scorp shots. Yeah, one of them does. My Steel Balls have been thinned out quite a bit. However, these are also linked Steel Balls now. The third upgrade has happened, which means that these Steel Balls are incredibly annoying to get rid of. Stormcrawlers doing their best, and they are level 3, so they do get to reduce damage taken by a good amount, but this is still not exactly an amazing round for me. I'm still lacking what I need to finish my opponent off. He's on the ropes, but he's on the ropes, not over the ropes, or whatever you want to call it. Both of us take the oil, and oil here can definitely be devastating if I manage to ignite it. The Wraiths have leveled once more, but I'm not sure if I need even higher level Wraiths. Steel Balls here can go to level 6 and break the 100k health, which means that these Steel Balls are good. Well, they already have more HP than these fortresses per Steel Ball. This pack of steel balls has more health than all of these fortresses combined. He decides to put shields on the forts, which I think is a pretty good move. I decide to go for some overlords and just make them photon boats. This should be shielding my entire front line. And since this side has been doing pretty well, I decide to throw the high-level wasps here. I don't know, this has been kinda under the radar. There is a level 7 pack of wasps. And the only upgrade they have is jump drive. They have just been killing very high-level units every single round. And gotten up to second highest damage on a board that has ultra high-level wraiths. Well, not ultra high-level, but very high-level wraiths and very high-level steel balls. And in that board, they have the second highest damage total. That is insane. This wave has third highest damage with improved damage and everything. I can't kill the shield in time, so a lot of the oil is prevented here. And it seems like my opponent is doing good progress here. He's killing some stuff, but these steel balls just regenerate too quickly. And they are linked after all, and Photon keeps them linked, keeps them leeching. This side has won, but all of the wasps died. There's basically only these typhoons left. It looks like my opponent's taking this round by a good amount. Tower debuff allowed this single typhoon to do a lot more damage, and now health is almost equal. Like, this is effectively a giant and a marksman worth of health difference, roundabout. My opponent did take the Arclight, what's it called, Fortified Arclight tech, which means that this level 3 Arclight has basically as much health as a giant. It's just the... I don't even know if that is worth it, honestly, because it simply gives more HP for these steel balls to level off. I decide to throw levels in the typhoons. And let's see what else happens. Well, of course, we're going to buy out. My Rhino came off cooldown, so I can use it to stomp a bit. I've completely sold and repositioned this flank. My opponent decides to put that back here. And I decide to go into Phoenixes instead. I need some anti-air firepower. The Wraiths alone just don't cut it against these Phoenixes anymore, and they need to go. My opponent goes for a cheeky level 2 Phoenix flank here. These Phoenixes can do a combined almost 24k of damage, so this tower may look like it has a lot of health, but not against these Phoenixes. And he decides to missile a lot. I have sold, I think I have sold the high level Wasp pack. I didn't really want to invest into that and just thrown the money into the 4th tech on steel balls. Alright. So the steel balls did get to ledge. They will just tear apart these Arclights no matter how much health they have. On this side they got to ledge as well, but the Scorpion finishes my pack of steel balls off. There is, however, now some Phoenixes here to deal with high health enemies. On this side, it just ended up being a complete demolishment, and if you've missed it, I had to check it as well. This single Phoenix turned around and scammed his flank. Scammed his entire flank. Tower falls in an instant. These Phoenixes start working on the Mustangs, and yeah. Steel balls once again go take that tower. Tower debuff comes in, but it's not a long tower debuff. The steel balls heal through everything. And at the end of the day, that is the match. Ladies and gentlemen, I present Quad Tech Steel Ball Memeing. It's not a win by a lot, but a win's a win. At the end of the day, he decided to kinda go for standard. He sold his steel balls and just went for a standard defense. So I guess this side is still technically aggro. So he was playing a bit weird, but still. I mean, he did what he had to in order to defend. And if round 11 goes as bad as round 10, I'm definitely very low, maybe even dead. Honestly, I think maybe these Phoenixes did all the work. These Phoenixes did all the work. These Phoenixes here, if they had gotten the tower, it wouldn't have been the most terrible of debuffs, but 5 seconds? 5 seconds debuff is still very significant. and can turn the tide in a lot of things. And they are definitely capable of getting that tower. Well, that's not how it turned out. At the end of the day, Mechabellum is a game where a million tiny little interactions decide the outcome of the round. And these are going to average out in many cases, but things like this just happen. I don't know why, probably because there wasn't any units in the front left, and these Phoenixes just won it. So let's see if we can turn this one around. Alright, I don't think any of these upgrades are actually worth it here. I think it would be much better to start working on a tower. Even if it doesn't matter a whole lot, in time the Rhino will get the tower. And, yeah, I think we definitely need levels on all of these units. Maybe just going for some chaff in front, even if it doesn't help a whole lot, can still get some work done. Because this means that the steel balls aren't going to lock onto my units as quickly, I hope. I think having this split here is a good choice. The marksmen and everything were definitely doing a lot of work here. Actually, since I'm going to break through this tower anyway, I should probably be throwing this on the other side here. And then what is the main problem? The main problem that I have, I think it's just too much health on steel balls. And maybe the correct answer then is to go for just heavy damage on something. Do we have like round spec wasps? No, we do not. In that case, we don't have much money anyway. Let's just hit these buttons, get another one of these. And then, I'm running out of time. Let's just throw in another Phoenix. Alright. Let's see if this works. So the question is, will one Phoenix turn around and just kill this thing? Or will it get the time to do this? Right now it's looking like it has the time. No, Phoenix turned around. Alright. But you can see the tower falling. It's just not fast enough. Steel balls have been thoroughly annihilated because they didn't get to heal, and it actually ends up being a massive swing. Oof, I would have definitely died here. That is almost 3.5k damage. Yeah, that just goes to show this is not how you should play this. Quad-tech steel balls are pretty awesome, but they're also super expensive and not all that much useful, because this adds not 35% health added on top of everything, because it's just 35% more added to this 120% and this 40% and these 150%, and I guess I never hit this button, but this would also have been added flat on, because the additional health percentages, they don't multiply all the way through. All they do is add, and then the final number is multiplied with the base number of health. So yeah, that was definitely not the right play, but it was still good enough to win against my opponent because he didn't find the right play in round 11 either. Alright, thanks to everybody for watching and listening, and until next time.